What is going on, guys? Welcome back to Robot Crypto. So what I wanted to touch on in this video was some of the excitement that some of my community members are feeling from Jasmy making some moves that I believe a lot of people have been waiting for. We're going to take a look at some of the charts and see where we're at, see what we got going on, and are we going to see some more moves up for Jasmy, or are we going to see a pullback? So basically, I'm gonna try to cover some of that, and then talk about your strategies for investing in Jasmy, so that if you're you may be feeling like you should be taking profits now or something like that, anything to that nature. I'm gonna discuss that, so I could give you a little bit of more a perspective of what to do going forward. And again, this is not financial advice. This is just some education to help you guys understand certain aspects, in my opinion, on what we should do, because we're eventually gonna have to make that decision at some point in time. So hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, guys, hit that bell notification so you guys can stay up to date on these videos. And let's get into it, guys. Let's talk about Jasmy, and let's continue celebrating for Jasmy, because this is a big time for Jasmy holders that have been holding for a year or more, guys. So let's get into it. So I wanted to share some of these comments with you guys, just to show you some of the excitement that people are having for Jasmy hitting this milestone. I mean, it's pretty huge for all of us who've been invested in Jasmy for quite some time. So as you guys can see, there are some different emotions. We have emotions of celebrating, being excited, because we hit this milestone. And then there's others that, say that they should have bought more. And I get it. But see, here's one thing that you guys have to understand. We are super early into this, guys. I mean, we're not even to the Bitcoin halving. So we haven't even seen some of the pumps that are possible for these cryptocurrency projects, especially Jasmy. I think this is the beginning stage. Again, and I was pushing it since last year. I was saying that we needed to get out of those double zero areas, and hopefully we can maintain that. Maybe we could stay at this 1 cent level and just consolidate. But what my vision is just kind of seeing, with the volume is extremely huge. So looking at the volume for Jasmy, if we go ahead and check out the volume for Jasmy, it's pretty huge. So I mean, if we look at it, I mean, even looking at the charts actually look pretty solid. It looks like we're making some moves up and then doing a little bit of we got a little bit of pullback. But see, here's the thing: we're pulling back and we're testing this level. Now it seems like every stage, as we hit, we started down here back a few days back, and we're at that 0.005. Then we started filling that 007 level. Then we went to that 008 level, and then we hit that 1 cent. And obvious, it's just like looking at it, we're hitting these levels, and like you could see where we broke out that 0.014 and rallied up and wicked off that 1.017, and now we're coming back down, touching that 1.4, staying within that zone. Kind of dip down to the 1.3, but it looks like it's gonna test this level, and then maybe move up, come back down and test. And this is good, is that we're passing these areas and being able to break up a little bit and then retest different higher lows. So that's what we've been seeing. We've seen a higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high. Then we kind of really build a little bit of support right here, looking at the 1 cent level, and then boom, breaking up. And I think we're gonna see this. And what I'm hoping for is to break into this 2 cent level and start doing the same thing here. And then eventually what we could do is probably come back down to this 1 cent level where it holds support. But hopefully we could hold support at the 2 to 3 cent level too as well. So it just depends. It depends on, are people still continuously buying? And that's what leads me to like this point. If we look at the market cap, we're 699 million. 1.2 billion of 24-hour trading volume. So that is what's very critical and key for Jasmy to continue growing, is keeping that 24-hour volume up, making sure that money is consistently going in, and we're not taking exponential profits on our bags that we have packed. But that's kind of the point what I wanted to get into for you guys that are investing in Jasmy, is to understand, like, what do you do, because some people actually get nervous and they don't want to lose everything that they profited. But you have to understand, when you set targets for your portfolios. Actually, let's go back to video so I can talk to you guys. So when you guys set targets for your portfolios, right? So you have, initially when you invest into a project, you have your, the idea that, you're here for, to make money off of your investment. But you have to look at it like, a form of, not necessarily like a 401k, but you want to be able to take profits in your investment. Now, it all depends on the type of bag you're holding, because if you're holding something like 500,000 Jasmy, and then you see your investment go up to a couple grand, and you're like, well, do I take those profits? But what are you going to do with those profits? Because once you initiate that sell for Jasmy, you're now exiting out of what you originally purchased it for. So if you're one of the people that bought in at 0.003 and you're taking profits now at 1 cent, and what happens, you're going to decide to get back in, maybe at a lower level. But you have to understand if where are you at. Sorry guys, I've been sick, and that noise is just, it's still in there. It's like coming out, so apologize. But anyway, so what is your plan? What is your end game goal? Because that's what's important for you to understand, is like, you want to hold to a longer period. And like these pumps and these rallies for Jasmy is just a telltale sign to give you that nugget, saying, hey guys, you've been believing in me as a project. Well, now it's time for me to perform. So now I'm showing you guys that there is value within me. So as an investor, if you have like 500,000 Jasmy coins, it's probably beneficial to wait it out, because we're gonna see more rallies, especially when you have $1.2 billion coming into a project, when all the other markets are red. That's telling you that there is big investors that are playing around and dabbling with this project. And because it's all built to support support Jasmy. So we have investors that are buying this coin to support the cause for Jasmy, because this is going to raise capital for the project, and obviously this is something that's been needed for Jasmy, so they can continuously move and build forward. And that's we're not even into the bull run where it's like even putting out anything. I mean, this is just barely the beginning of positive cash flow coming into the cryptocurrency market. So as an investor, my recommendation would be, don't take profits. If you're at 500,000, you bought at 0.003, you're going to be in profit as we continuously go up. We're not going to see Jasmy not get any positive. I mean, from the bull run, Jasmy's going to be able to make some moves and continuously going up. So my recommendation is, don't be quick to take massive profits, because sooner or later you're going to find yourself battling to get back in when you could have just stayed in and been in higher profits. So when you get back in at 1 cent, now you just took a big chunk from that 0.003 to 1 cent. You pretty much forfeited the profit in between, because now you're putting it back into the investment at 1 cent and you're behind. So, but it's not a bad level to get into. I mean, is 1 cent for Jasmy a bad area to buy? No, not at all. I would continuously keep adding, at 1 cent and plus, more, because this is just the beginning, guys. So let's take a look at some of the matrix that we have for Jasmy, some of the information that's been going on around Twitter, and just some important information for you guys to understand, what is help driving this rally for Jasmy. It's super important to understand what the economic items that are taking place in Japan that's really going to push the big institutions for looking at Jasmy as an investment. So I don't know if you guys have been following Hera, especially like If you're a Jasmy holders, you should be pretty much following Hera, because he's basically the gentleman that's going to be pretty much communicating every move for Jasmy and every positive position going forward. So, if you're a big Jasmy investor, I urge you to come over and take a look at Hera's page from time to time, just to keep you informed on what's going on. So this is a good good source to just kind of see what new ventures, or what type of momentum that Jasmy is picking up when it comes to the development of their project. It's critical to see the performance of what's going on, because this is going to give you a telltale sign of how active Jasmy is, and are they continuously putting together projects that are going to help build Jasmy, and what type of future we could look at for Jasmy. Also, Jasmy management's a good one to follow as well, because this is basically the team that's doing a lot of the legwork and the groundwork for Jasmy, and putting processes, and they show you their patents that they're putting together. Like specifically, Jasmy has put together some patents that essentially are going to correlate with the secure PC, so they could pretty much own the rights to that cryptography or that technology that they're going to implement with the secure PC, which is going to be pretty viable for Jasmy going forward. So I wanted to share with you guys this article, or here it is, from Jasmy US. This is an ambassador. If you guys are not familiar with Jasmy US, he's an ambassador for Jasmy. So basically he keeps in contact with the team, and one thing I really noticed is that they are, Jasmy's teams have been, pretty much becoming more active when it comes to communication on, these platforms, and putting information out there. So this is a PlayStation deal that they were putting together. I go through that and read that, check that out. It's pretty awesome. But I think one of the driving factors, and I'm looking for the article, was about Japan's government here. So Japan's government approved a bill that allows venture capital firms like VC firms and investment funds to hold crypto assets. So basically, Jasmy's real big in Japan, as you guys know. So venture capital would be basically a big banking institution, company that gives out loans and stuff to big infrastructure companies. So for them to be able to hold cryptocurrency, and specifically Jasmy for building, and that's where the DEPIN comes in for Jasmy, and this is pretty huge. I mean, if you look at it, essentially what this is going to do is going to allow Jasmy to be in the big institution, the big infrastructures, the big companies, and be able to utilize the currency, the Jasmy token, into big businesses, right? So Japan and the whole Japan market and Asia market is really looking at being able to utilize Jasmy as part of their infrastructure. So when you put it in, if you look at the big picture of it all, the payments and different payment transactions are going to be utilizing Jasmy token, because Jasmy coin is really like the only big coin out there in Japan. So I think that's where they all get that vision of being dubbed as the Bitcoin of Japan, because Jasmy token is basically gearing to be that pretty much that store of value for businesses, for infrastructures, and that's why I think they're building the Jasmy chain, the AI engine, all that, to be able to operate on a bigger scale. And I think all this has been in the works time after time, and now it's starting to show forth what's going on. And I think that's another reason why Binance is, they got them in the innovation zone, but there's an agenda behind it. They're just kind of basically hold, the Jasmy, slow it down, because they know that at some point in time, they're going to release all these tokens, basically moving Jasmy out of the innovation zone, and is going to create some huge buying power. And who knows where Jasmy can go when that starts to kick in effect. So like I said, you're super early, and I think this year 2024 we're gonna see some massive momentum for Jasmy, because you have to look at the big picture. You got to really dig through. If you sit there and you look at other cryptocurrency projects, you're just going to be wasting your time. Why waste your time knowing a lot about different projects when you could master Jasmy and understand the value, because you're putting your 100% of your time into Jasmy, making yourself better as an investor. So when someone comes to you and says, well, why you invested in Jasmy? Well, you can literally put their, sit them down and explain detail by detail why you're really interested in Jasmy and what type of big momentum it's going to cause. And look at, this is the thing, you have to look at cryptocurrencies and look at them like their own ecosystem, right? So you have Jasmy that's going to be servicing the Asia market. Then you go into something like internet computer, they're going to be servicing Switzerland, and then many other. And then sooner or later, once you got XLM in Africa or India, and then you have XRP, United States, Canada, etc. So you build this foundation where you have different cryptocurrencies running every different country. And when you can understand something like that, a narrative to be able to place, a project to invest in, as you're investing in a country, and what the potential that cryptocurrency can provide for that country, you're going to start to see the value of each cryptocurrency that, can provide that RWA, for, that specific country and, globally. So eventually what Web3 is going to do is that, it's going to bring all these cryptos that are associated with each country together, and you'll be able to use cryptocurrency as one form of payment across many different countries. So that's where you get that cross-border payments and situations like that. So if you start to understand cryptocurrency and Web3, you'll know why there's so much money to be made in crypto. All right, guys, before this video gets away from you guys, I wanted to just touch on, the price predictions for Jasmy. I don't think that price predictions at this point is even really something that you want to be looking at. You want to understand targets where you think you're comfortable exiting at. Try to understand that, we're barely like, 3x into, bull run. And there's probably maybe about 25-30 more to come for Jasmy, in my opinion, maybe even more. But just really put yourself together some target plans. Put a plan A, put a plan B, put a plan C, so that you understand that where you want to get out. And when you ask yourself the question, do I take profits now that we're at 1 cent? Is it a feasible thing to do? In my opinion, it's best to stay within the project, especially if you bought at 0.003 and you got in, and you got in at 0.003. So the moment you decide to hit that execution button to sell, you forfeit that 0.003 purchase. And what's going to happen is you're going to battle yourself, and you're going to end up getting back in, and now you forfeited 0.003 for 1 cent. So think about it like that. But if your bag is big and you got in at 0.03, you have this huge 1 million, 2 million, 5 million, 10 million bag, it's okay to take about 25% or whatever you want, just to celebrate, or just to make yourself feel rewarded for all the hard work and dedication, blood, sweat, and tears that you put into investing in cryptocurrency and investing in Jasmy. So it's all up to you. You created this destiny for yourself. So you're the one that designed Jasmy as being the project that you're going to get into and you're going to invest into. So I just recommend you do what makes you happy, and whatever you're satisfied with and you're content to keep going forward without backpedaling and trying to get back in at a higher level. So if you plan to actually want to buy back in, I would just suggest you hold, because you already got it at 0.003. That means anything higher than that, it's all profit. But the moment you sell, whatever you come back in, is you lost that profit margin from 0.003 to 1 cent or whatever zone you get back in. So you never have the opportunity to get that 0.003 again, because we're already at 1 cent. So hopefully that helps you guys. Appreciate you guys. Make sure you guys hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, guys. And I'll see you guys on the next Jasmy video. Let's go. Jasmy to the moon. Let's go.